Hey guys, what is going on? I know it's been a really long time since I made a video. I've just been really busy with life, and nothing really tech related came out that I really wanted to actually do a review for you guys. Except this beast, well hang on, it's kind of off. This beast of a machine. I'm going to kind of talk to you guys in this camera angle for a little bit to kind of show you or tell you my first impressions on it, and then we're going to go ahead and actually go in depth into it using the iPad view. So when I first got it, obviously the first thing that I really loved was the actual form factor. I was actually kind of afraid about getting the 10.5. I was thinking about getting the 12.9 because, you know, who doesn't love a big display? But then, you know, I kind of started thinking, like, an iPad is something that you actually, you know, carry in your hand. It's not something that you more or less just leave on a desk. You know, if you're gonna leave something on a desk, you might as well just get a laptop. You know, iPad is supposed to be something that you come home tired, you know, you kind of get in bed and you don't want to have a big 15-inch display in front of your face. So you just kind of prop this up and kind of watch movies, you know, browse Facebook, something like that. So I kind of just you know, winged it and got the 10.5 inch, and I am super happy with the 10.5. It's not nearly as small as I thought it would be, you know, even though I've already seen it in person. Well, actually, I lied. No, I haven't. That was the 9.7. So I guess that's kind of what messed up my judgment. I didn't exactly really know how big a 10.5 was. That's what she said. But guys, if you're debating on whether getting the 12.9 or the 10.5, well, it's actually out right now. So you guys have it easy. You can go to the Apple Store or Best Buy and actually look at it in person. But I'm telling you guys, 10.5 is perfect even for note taking. It's really a gorgeous display, and we'll get into the whole display later. But the second thing I noticed, obviously, was the bezels being slimmer. The palm rejection I thought would be kind of iffy a little bit, but it's actually just as good as the palm rejection on the new MacBooks with the big touch bar, with the big touch pad or trackpad. So you can literally have your entire thumb on the display. You can literally hold it like this pretty much with the thumb on the display, and it'll work fine. I mean, not once did it ever not work in the 8 hours that I've pretty much been using this already. So it is phenomenal. Okay, so this device has exceeded my expectations by a lot, and it is extremely fast. I tried everything. I literally tried everything. I've downloaded the most graphical intense games, everything. I've exported movies on iMovie, 4K movies, everything, and this thing just does not slow down. It almost looks like it speeds up, actually. So let's go ahead and actually go in depth, and I'll show you guys a few benchmarks, and I'll show you guys, well, I'll try to show you guys a comparison between the 60 Hz refresh rate and the 120 Hz refresh rate that this thing has. I do have an old iPad Air laying around, so I'll go ahead and use that. I know it's old, but it still does have the 60 Hz refresh rate, so you guys, regardless of how old it is, will still see the difference between 60 and 120. So as you guys can see, there's actually a pretty big difference in screen real estate with these iPads. The new one, as you can see up top, is a little bit longer, but I mean, that screen, you literally just cannot beat it. It is gorgeous. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. I'm gonna put the camera down as well, and then I will open up an application and show you guys the difference between 60 and 120 refresh rate. Okay, this is, I guess, as good as you're gonna get. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up settings on both of them at the same time, and then I'm going to slow down the video, and you guys will see which one is smoother and which one is not. Hopefully you guys saw a little bit of what's going on. Now this does have True Tone, so that's why it looks a little warmer than this. And True Tone is the best thing that's ever happened. You guys really have to see it for yourself. It really is amazing. So let's go ahead and swipe. I'll go ahead and slow this down as well so you guys can see it fully. because YouTube does restrict to only 60 frames a second, so you know, that's how it is. So that's how pretty much it does look like. And trust me guys, in person it is a huge difference. I can't even use my iPhone because this iPad ruined it, because everything on this iPhone looks more jagged now. It's really tough to explain, but it is surely a beast once you actually do use this iPad, for sure. So one thing I did want to show you guys was the obvious benchmarks. So I'll go ahead and run Geekbench and AnTuTu. Now for all of you guys that are wondering, yes, this does have 4 gigabytes of memory, as you guys can see up there. It does have 4 gigs as opposed to 2 on the previous iPad, or at least the iPad that this one is replacing. So I'll go ahead and run a CPU benchmark first, and then I'll run the other benchmark. Okay, it does look like it is finishing up. So we're gonna go ahead and prop this thing up again. Didn't really feel like holding it for 3 minutes. And that's the score. Guys, that is beastly. That is literally faster than a 13-inch MacBook Pro. So as you can see, the device is up there, my device. Then next comes iPhone 7 Plus at only 5,411. Well, not only, I mean, that is really good, but you know what I'm saying. And then the original iPad is, where is it? There you go. iPad Pro 9.7. So it went from 4,750 to 9,331. That's not an upgrade. That's like a huge, that Apple's just showing off at this point. Literally, Apple is showing off by releasing this iPad. They're showing off at what exactly they can do if they really wanted. I mean, look at that. That's, oh my god, what? Anyway, that's insane, I thought. But here's the single core score. Again, the iPad 9.7 is 2930. This is 3946. So again, they're literally showing off at this point. And the iPhone 7 Plus is right there. Let's go back to multi-score, iPhone 7 Plus 5411. So that's just insane. This is really, this is crazy. I mean, I did not know it was going to be like this. So let's go ahead and do compute. This is going to be measuring the GPU, which is supposedly 40% faster. So we're going to go ahead and run it and see if it's true. I'm going to go ahead and put this thing down though. Oh, that was actually quicker than I thought. Okay, so 27,230, I'm sorry, 63. So yeah, that's what it is right there. Again, much faster than the iPad Pro 12.9 previous gen, not the refresh, which only had a score of 15,613. That's insane. So as you guys can see, this, by Apple releasing this device, they're pretty much showing, hey, look what we can do. You know, this is literally the best tablet on the market. Well, I mean, it certainly is the fastest, at least in that regards. So we're gonna go ahead and compare the AnTuTu benchmark next against the iPhone, and I'm gonna do it live. Obviously, I'm gonna go ahead and run it on this one and run it on this one. So let's get that. Actually, JK, I already, okay, well, let me turn down the brightness actually. That's the AnTuTu for the iPhone 7 Plus, 172,958. And for this beast, 231,648. Now to get in depth, I'm gonna, oh yeah, I got iOS 11 on here. It's really laggy, don't install it. Is this thing gonna load up? I guess not. I have the worst camera on earth. Let me put the brightness up a little bit. Okay, I guess zooming in is the only way to fix it. So you guys can go ahead and pause this and remember it, and I'll show you guys the iPad up next. I'm telling you guys, but the iPad, where it does really shine is 3D rendering. The CPU and RAM on the iPad is obviously still better, but it's not as monumental as the 3D. So Alright, I'm going to switch to the iPad right now. So as you guys can see on the iPad, the 3D on the iPhone 7 Plus was 54,193, and on the iPad is 92,289. The CPU on the iPhone 7 Plus was 54,404, and this is 59,182. Why is my camera freaking out? I need a new camera. Anyway, the RAM on the iPhone obviously was 12,512. This is 16,129. So as you guys can tell, this thing is definitely not a slouch. And the graphics on this iPad are also top notch. I did not experience anything weird, any jagged lines, any stuttering, nothing. This iPad it's like a hot knife through butter. It really it's super smooth. And I feel like if Apple does integrate the 120 hertz screen on the iPhone 8, which I'm almost certain they will, then Apple will definitely dominate the phone market, because it'll be the very first phone with 120 refresh rate. One last thing I did want to kind of test out was the camera. They say that this iPad has the same camera as the iPhone 7, and 7 Plus. But so we're gonna go ahead and test that out. Okay, so the first thing I did was I obviously wiped my camera lens, as anyone really should if you're going to be recording video. So let's just go ahead and test out the stabilization first by just walking down this pathway right here. Let's just go ahead and look at this plant that's kind of halfway dead. And I guess we'll just finish up by looking at this plant right here. Again, this isn't really supposed to be scientific. This is just supposed to be a small comparison, so you guys, have an idea of what it's going to look like. And now we're going to move over to the iPad. I forgot to mention, by the way, I am on my iPad right now. But both of these are 1080p at 60 frames a second, because that's what I mainly record at. So let's go ahead and walk forward. I'm not sure, but I think this is more jumpy simply because of the size. But this viewfinder, you literally cannot beat it. It is amazing. And we'll finish up over here. That actually does look pretty phenomenal for a tablet. So as you guys just saw, I think it looks pretty good. I didn't see them on a computer yet, so I can't really judge. But from my opinion, they both really did A+. So guys, I hope you did enjoy the review. If you're new to this channel, subscribe. I do have the 10.5-inch Apple keyboard coming in tomorrow, I think. Yeah, tomorrow. So I'll try to make a video of it on Friday. So yep, and I'm also getting the Apple Pencil soon, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And that's it. Have a good day.